So I was watching a video on YouTube that was of great interest to me because the title of the video asked a question, and a suggested title, you know, that refers to or question about how can two people make the same income yet end up in different financial situations where one is more financially secured and the other is struggling financially. I thought that question and the title was very interesting because there is so much truth to that. And it makes me now, well, I've always thought this way, not just now, but since I watched that video, and I find that what the creator was saying is spot on. How much money we make, we all, and I say we all do that. We tend to either be impressed with people that makes a lot of money. Let's say someone walk up to you, I'm making 250,000 a year for my salary. And the next person would say, oh, I'm doing 300. We all brag about it. But how much of that money we invest or save? That's the impressive part of it. I have, and I won't name the relative, I make a lot more money than that relative of mine. But that relative of mine is more financially secured than I am. Your salary that you make, it's not anything to brag about. It's how much you're putting away. What are you doing with it? Boy, if I could live my life over. If only I could live my life over. And not that I wasn't aware of these things. They were not that I wasn't aware that I could make these financial changes to make me more financially secured. I was well aware. But I was more into, and I'm going to say it, it's embarrassing. I was more into designer stuff and wasting my money going on trips here and just having a certain type of car, which my other relative doesn't have, doesn't do the things that I do. But in the long run, she has more assets. I don't have as much assets as she does. And I called it out. When you can own these things to yourself, when you can talk about these things and that talk about the mistakes that you've made, as embarrassing as it seems and sound, you need to spot it and call it out, because that's the only way you're going to change. When you admit your own wrongdoing financially, when you admit your own wrongdoing financially, you're on the road to create a better financial future for yourself. So let us stop bragging about how much money we make. How much have you put away? How much are you investing? Because you could make 150K and the next person makes 80K and do so much better than you. It's what they're doing with the money. Some of us are in a lot of debts, which is what eats up most of our money. We buy unnecessary things. Guilty. That's not worth it. Things that we really don't need. Only to own them for a few weeks or a few months and then toss it. We create all these unnecessary spending in our lives. The lifestyle that we live is really what can help us, or help us identify whether we're wasting our money or we're spending our money wisely. If only I could live my life over again. A lot of things that I've done in my 30s, I would not be doing it now. I would not. I just would not. I haven't bought myself anything that's overly expensive in the last year or two. Can you imagine a birthday came by and it I didn't buy myself anything luxurious? I did not. I don't need it. I just don't need it. I want a Cartier bracelet, and I at some point I'll get it, but not right now, unless I can buy 10 times over. Unless I can buy 10 times over, you know? And if another thing that depletes our money, another thing that depletes it, we are not good at budgeting. We think we are. We get our pen and paper and we scratch out, oh, we're going to do this, and we create our spreadsheet and we do. But mentally, we are not disciplined enough to stick to a budget. Have a budget of things that you need and some very little wants on it, and that will help you to keep your money in your pocket. We're still not good at it. We're good at making the list. We make the list, but mentally we are not as disciplined as we should be to stick to a budget. We are in too much debts also. I thought this video that I watched was so profound because it is so true. Some people make the same in salary. You give two people what 90,000 each in salary, and one person comes out rich and the other as broke as you know what. I've been there. I've been at that broke state. I've been there. So I know what I'm talking about. While making money more than, and while having a salary that was much decent in comparison to friends and families, you start looking crazy. Crazy. So if we get a hold of really how to budget, and it comes from here too. You have it on paper, but it needs to stick there, and be disciplined enough to make sure we stick to the budget. Because you could create a budget all you want. If you're not disciplined, cognitively and mentally, and it's then it's gonna go to waste. It was senseless to create the list. Get your debts under control, and then you can see your way financially. And the lifestyle that you live. I think vacations are necessary. You don't need to have 3 and 4 vacation per year. If you can afford it, then by all means. It's therapeutic for the body, mind, and soul. So I do encourage having a vacation, going on a vacation, buying unnecessary things, eating out as often, and guilty. I'm calling myself out on this because it's a fact. It is a fact. It is a fact. So let's get our budgeting in order. Let's get there. I love that video. That was so spot on, heads on. Two people making the same income and end up in different places financially. One is financially struggling and the other is financially free. Think about that. Again, my name is Claudia. Like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Bye bye.